the Costa Concordia. Of course, Costa Concordia is a cruise ship. She's not an ocean liner. But what we have tried to do is tell the story of how ocean liners in the traditional sense evolved and turned into this huge cruise ship industry that we have today. Ocean liners are not needed anymore. Ocean liners of the last century have disappeared. The invention of the passenger jet aircraft essentially spelled the end for the ocean liners, but they exist in some form today, and that is in the cruise ships that ply our oceans carrying holidaymakers. And even today, cruise ships, some of them do try to look like and emulate ocean liners. This essence of going aboard a beautiful, elegant ship still appeals to people today. Even though they are always improving in their technology and their safety that are supposed to keep them impervious to the sea, they still meet with disaster, as is what happened to the Costa Concordia in 2012. And in this terrible tragedy, of course, at its heart is the human error element involved, which can form a catalyst that can, bring a huge ship to its demise. And what's interesting about Costa Concordia, by today's standards a reasonably modern design, is that there were still certain flaws and errors in the way she was configured and the way she was designed from the bottom up that played a factor into how she capsized. And our series isn't just about the ships, it's about the people and the characters that travel on these ships. And on this episode we have a very personal and emotive story from the ship's pianist who actually survived, Antimo Magnotta. And he takes us through a very personal and minute-by-minute account of some of the terrifying events that happened on the ship that night, and the losses that he suffered, and really how that disaster has affected him even up to this day. But what we now have coming out of the shipyards over a decade later are enormous pleasure vessels that can carry up to 10,000 people. Major shipwrecks are still incredibly rare, but without these accidents and disasters, we wouldn't have changes in regulation and design, which is now applied to some of these enormous ships that are carrying so many souls aboard them safely across the oceans.